Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Can you hear me? Anybody in the chat room? Something today. I am solo, all by myself, solo. So be sure to be patient with Uncle Ed because he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Just waiting for a couple more of you people to show up. And then we're going to start with the show. Just give me another second here. And we will go and start doing our thing. Waiting for Pieter Brown. Pieter Brown. Give me a second, guys, while I set up some stuff here. I'm still new to everything that Pieter Brown does. Because you know that Pieter Brown, he knows his tech stuff. And Uncle Ed just is not that tech savvy. I'm sorry to say, guys, but believe it or not, I am just not as tech savvy as that fella. Like, that guy knows his stuff. So give me another second to wrap this up, and we will be going with all the information that we always give you with Pieter Brown and all these. But anyways, welcome to Futbol Miami TV. This is Uncle Ed, and I am here solo by myself, alone, because, of course, Pieter Brown takes off. He goes to Disney World again because that guy loves that place. But, you know, what can we do? Uncle Ed is solo, and I will be covering just about everything that you can imagine that Inter Miami has done. This has been a very, very busy We appreciate all the messages that you guys give us. Very much appreciated. I want to say hello to a couple of you guys, Baldwin, of course. And of course, Peter, you know, as I said before, he's in Orlando, his second home, loves that place. Not because of the team, but because of Mickey Mouse. He's a Mickey Mouse freak. If you guys have listened to the show, all we do is talk about nerd stuff. We're nerds. You know, what can we say? But we love what we do. We love supporting our Inter Miami. And while I'm talking about supporting Inter Miami, I want you guys to know that we get all of our shirts, all of our stuff from Caneswear. And Caneswear is in Davie, Florida. You guys need to go out there to the store. Be sure to check them out because they have all the best, Inter Miami, shirts, T-shirts. You name it, they've got it. Everything Inter Miami. That's where we get all our stuff. And, of course, they support Futbol Miami TV. And we want to thank them for that. So please go out there and support them, like they support us. Go ahead and get stuff from them. If you can't go to the store, please be sure to go to the website, caneswear.com. That's where I get all my stuff because I live in Miami. And, Doral to be exact. And sometimes I can't go up there. So, I just order the stuff and it's, sometimes they're the next day. So, that's something I really appreciate that they do. I just want to give some more shout outs to some people, footballers here. Of course, Peter. Yes, Peter is undercover in the Mickey Mouse Club. He's trying to do what he can to get the latest information from Orlando City, because we need to do a lot better than them this year. Unfortunately, they did better than we did, but we're hoping that Inter Miami makes some real good moves. I'm going to talk about that in a few. So we'll see how it goes, footballer. And I also want to give a shout out to Jose Velasquez. How you doing, Jose? Always supporting us. Valeria Herrera, my daughter. Saludos. How you doing? My wife too. She's probably listening to me. They're in the other room. I kept them in the other room because they make too much noise. And, so hopefully they'll keep it done. And Aria, I love her. She's the best. She's got, she's got these cool boots and stuff. Again, I got to put some pictures up in the next show. And saludos, Ricky, Ricardo. Yes. Trying to do what we can with the technology, Ricky. We're not as, I miss Ricky because we need to do some more videos in the future and stay tuned for that. So yeah, guys, this show is yours. I'm going to use the chat room a lot so we can talk about all these different things that are happening with Inter Miami. There's, some rumors of people that are coming to the team. Peter recently made a video. I'm going to jump into that. For one of the positions that's available, for the team, and from somebody on the inside that was telling us that Jovan Kirovsky was one of the guys that was looking into occupying that space, and so Peter, he got the information. Don't know where, clandestino like. But it seemed like Kirovsky, who went to the academy with David Beckham, and with the possible guy who's going to be the coach, Neville. They were in the academy at the same time, the Manchester United academy. So it seemed like a good fit. Like these guys were going to actually start. That like Beckham. Beckham is, as you know, is in town. He's been in town for the past week. He's doing a lot of work. Behind the scenes right now. You saw him practice with the academy kids. I'm sure they were like ecstatic because of that, because that's got to be like the most impressive thing. Hey, I've had beers with Beckham, but to play soccer with him, that must be a whole different thing. So those kids are super lucky. Want to give a couple more shout outs before I jump into more of this information that we've had. Baldwin, Michelle Kaufman says that Henderson and Neville are, possibly the ones that are going to get the job. It seems like it's going to be that way. I was talking about Kirovsky. Jovan Kirovsky was in the academy with these guys, with Neville and Beckham, and it seemed like he was he was going to take the job, but he's rooted into with the Galaxy pretty well. He's been there for a few years. He knows what he's doing. He got all these different players, the Santos brothers, the Dos Santos brothers. He got a whole bunch of other players into the team, like Zlatan was one of them. I mean, that's a huge. He was after him, I think, for like 3 years. I heard the story about that. So he looked like he was the one that was going to get the job, but unfortunately, no, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. I mean, Michelle Kaufman's probably the best. If you're going to trust any reporter in Miami with anything that has to do with Inter Miami, I would say it would be Michelle Kaufman, because she knows what she's talking about. So she's saying that Neville and Henderson are the guys that are going to get a job. Neville is the coach, Henderson as the sporting director. What do you guys think about that? Do you guys agree that Neville should be the coach? He doesn't have that much experience. Good friends with Beckham, there's also he's trained the women's national team for England. What else can you say? I mean, there's a whole bunch of different options. They might decide to go with Neville. Awesome. Excuse me, Henderson. He seems like he's somebody that they went after for a little bit. So give me a second, guys, because I have got a little problem here. Give me a second. I will tune in. Hold on a second. I was going to have a coughing spell, but I'm doing better now. All right, guys. So we're talking about Neville as a possible coach for the team. There's also hold on, Kirovsky. We're talking about Henderson. Henderson is the my granddaughter's here. But mi amor, puedes pasar agüita. All right. So we were talking about Henderson as the guy that's probably going to be coming to the team as the sporting director. And what do you guys think about that? Do you guys think that he's a good fit for the team? As I was saying, he's not that doesn't have that much experience. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm talking about Neville. As far as Henderson's got tons of experience with the Sounders. Let me know what you guys think about these two people. Are they fit? Are they the ones to talk about? Are they the ones to take over and be here and and make this team what we all expect the team to be. And I'm going to talk to a couple of you. Well, I'm going to read a couple of the things that you guys are writing here. And here we go. I like this. Black Mope he's got a question. He says, Ed, have you ever had arepas at Los Verdes with Beckham? No, I have not had any arepas with Beckham. I've seen him make some cafecito, which is really, really cool. And that's awesome. But yeah, unfortunately, I haven't been able to do anything else. Unfortunately, yeah, and some of you guys are asking about the voicemails. Pieter Brown is the guy that has the technology and his old phone that we use for the messages. We're probably going to use next week once he comes in with his technology, because Peter knows what he's doing, kind of. He sometimes, doesn't know what he's doing. But let's see. Anybody else have any ideas as to, if you really think that Neville is good for the job? Write it in the messages. Let me know what you guys think. And also, what do you guys think about Henderson? Like I was talking a little bit about Henderson right now. I think he's really fit for the job. I would have gone also with Karofsky, but they've been after Henderson since before. I knew he was one of the last guys that was supposed to talk with Beckham. That talked with Beckham and the rest of the ownership group. When the team first started, before Paul McDonough came on board, he was one of the, I think, finalists, but they decided not to go with him, and they went with Paul. And what do you guys think? Did they make a mistake? Should they have gone after Henderson? Since the Sounders have been incredible on the field and off the field. They just seem to know what they're doing, and that's I'm very impressed with the job that they've done. The Sounders, Al Baldwin is saying Sounders have made the playoffs every year since joining MLS, and Henderson he's mostly been with the team for most of that time. Henderson also has deep roots with South Florida. He played here in 2001 with the Miami Fusion. And I thought that was very important. I had to get some water because I was choking earlier, because, there's lights and stuff and they're like in your face. And before you know it, usually it's Pieter Brown who talks all the time. So, I let him do all this stuff, and I'm drinking beer and chilling in the background. But yeah, just a second ago, I almost swallowed my tongue. So anyways, in honor of the Mosquito Derby, I like what Judge Dredd is saying. In honor of the Mosquito Derby between Orlando and Miami, I now have an actual mosquito flying in my room. Nice. Well, yeah, Baldwin, this wasn't water. It's actually iced tea. I actually do have beer, but I didn't prepare myself well enough. And they're, Heineken. So, the team will be very grateful for that. But I can't reach it, especially now that Peter's not here. So, so that's I can't go reach for my beer. But anyways, one of the things that I think is important here to talk about, other than these guys, is one of the things that came up recently, and I'm scrolling down to my notes here. I want to hear what you guys think about, Andres Reyes was one of our defenders. He wore the mask at the very end. He was one of our young defenders who showed some promise. I thought he was pretty decent in the beginning, and then towards the end of the season, he kind of like faded away. He wasn't as good as we thought. He got hurt. Maybe that had something to do with him, but he went back to Independiente Medellin, which is his team, and he didn't. Apparently, Inter Miami was negotiating to see if they can get his deal, and he's a young kid. I think he's 21, 22, something like that. He's also played with the youth national team of Colombia, so he's got a bright future. But he's a defender, central defender. Apparently, Miami wasn't, I guess, that interested, or they weren't able to come up with an agreement for him to continue playing with Inter Miami. And from what I saw, also, was it were they going to take the risk and buy this guy? Well, It looks like we didn't. And the New York Red Bulls decided to step in, and actually, it's not Independiente. It's Atlético Nacional, the team that owns him. So that's one of the things that I guess the team wanted too much money, and Inter Miami decided not to do it. The great thing is that he's going to continue playing with MLS, but not with us. So what do you guys think? Should we have picked up his option? Should we have kept Andres Reyes, or we're okay with letting him go? Atlético Nacional sold 80% of his rights to the New York Red Bulls. So is it a yay or an age? Are we happy that that Andres Reyes is no longer with the team, or do you think we lost a potential superstar, and that the Red Bulls jumped in and bought a percentage, almost the whole thing for the player, and that was it? So we got a couple people already chiming in. Baldwin is saying Reyes was very raw. Miami can live without him. Yeah. I heard that too. I'm probably on the same boat that you are. Jose Velasquez is saying we lost. Okay, we lost a good player. What? There's a whole bunch of different opinions on what we're talking. On what players could actually come in. Right now, I got surprised because I now actually have a drink. So I'm actually going to drink a beer. Woo-hoo! Sometimes this one's for you, Valeria, because she brought it out for me. All right. Black Moped is saying, I heard that Inter Miami is going to offer Diego Serna a DP contract to come out of retirement. Wow, that would be something, right? If that would happen. But I don't know, man. Diego Serna, I'm sorry, is up there in age. So I don't think that's going to happen, guys. We'll have to see. We have another possible player that's coming in. He's a midfielder, and he plays on the right-hand side. That's the side where I don't think we need any help. The name of the player is Jordan Garrett. Have you guys even heard of the guy? He's a Jamaican kid. Not sure how old he is, but guys, if you remember on the right-hand side, we've got Morgan, who's probably the most solid player we've had this season. I don't think Morgan's going anywhere unless you're going to sell him. If they bring this kid in, he's going to be on the bench. Is it worth having this player who's got some experience? He's a Jamaican national, playing in the Premiership. Is he good enough? Are we going to let him right on the bench? Is he a good backup? I don't know. So my thoughts is maybe there's some offers for Morgan. We've heard through the grapevine that that's a possibility, that Morgan has had many people who are interested in him. He does have a contract with Inter Miami, and he's not a DP, even though the way that he played, he deserves to be a DP, in my opinion. Could it be that he leaves? I'm not sure. But for now, Morgan is still in the roster with us, and we've got this Jamaican player that could possibly come and join Inter Miami. Well, what do you guys think? Is Morgan possibly going to leave the team? I hope not, because he was, everybody says it. Everybody on the chat room is saying the same thing. He's the best player last season. He's probably going to be the best player this season if we don't get anybody else. So, guys, chime in. Let me know what you guys think. Are we going to need more players in the roster? Right now, the last time we mentioned it, and in the last show with Peter, we mentioned there's 18 players on the roster. There's plenty of space. But the thing I'm afraid of is if we end up, having all these good players, that won't be playing. We don't have much in as far as salary, the salary cap is concerned. So how many, of all these rumors that we're having, how many of these players are actually going to show up. I've heard of Sergio Ramos. I've heard about all these different the goalkeepers and players that would probably come in as DPs, and that's the thing that I'm worried about. That they're just rumors. None of these guys are actually going to show up, and like I said, we only have 18 players on the roster right now. We've got a lot of room to fill in, but not that much money in the salary cap. So, what are we going to do when it comes with all these players? These high-profile players that they're talking about now. One of the things that we've talked about with Peter over and over again is about the possibility that maybe Inter Miami will renegotiate the contracts with Pellegrini, for example, who's actually occupying one of the DP spots. And there's a possibility that if they do something with his contract, I think there's a clause where he could become a youth DP. There's something like that. I don't know if that will liberate a position for us, a DP position for another big player to come in. And if we would liberate that space, what position would you guys think of putting a DP on? Because we've already got Higuain is up there, but maybe Higuain needs another player to be there with him up in as forward. Because the way that I've been seeing Higuain play, he's been playing more as a playmaker, because Pizarro is kind of like, he's more loose. He's not really the number 10 that, the conventional number 10 that teams usually have. So what are we going to do, when it comes to that DP position, if available? Would it be another forward? Would it be an actual number 10 so that maybe Pizarro could play as a fake number 10, or I don't know, maybe towards one of the wings. Maybe he can play towards the left, since the right is already covered. There's so many things that we have to wait and see what our new manager, our new coach, is going to say. I think it's going to be interesting if it is Neville, to see what kind of soccer he plays. I have not really seen much of the women's, the English national teams play, so I don't know what kind of soccer he plays. If it's anything like Manchester United, I'd be interested to see, what he does. I've heard some people talk about he plays more of a forward, attacking soccer, and that would be very interesting to see if they actually do have an attacking soccer. Because Alonso, our outgoing coach, Diego Alonso, he had players, it was more of a defensive, counter-attacking type of team, which, I don't really like too much. I like a team that's going forward all the time, that has possession of the ball. We didn't have possession of the ball. We lost the ball quite a bit. We gave the ball away. Teams were constantly attacking us. And, and I think we had players that would have been able to hold the ball better. In Pizarro, who, sometimes he'd hold the ball too much, and I'd be, dude, just release the ball, but he wouldn't release the ball. He'd keep it a little bit too long, I think. But there's no doubt that the guy's a great player, because he can, every time he touched the ball, everybody was like, holding onto the ball and making everybody gasp and see, oh man, he's gonna do something. He's gonna score, and he scored, 3 times I think this season, while Morgan scored 4 times. We need a goal scorer, definitely. We were missing that, but let's see what develops. Let's see. Judge Dredd is saying Neville's tactics are more aggressive. His attack style is a 3-4-3 lineup. He likes creating one-on-one opportunities, so expect a lot of offensive. Which, well, I don't know how that will fit into. Dude, if that's the case, and thinking, and being for the most part, an Manchester United fan, I like that type of attacking soccer, and I'm hoping that that's actually what's going to happen. 3-4-3, very offensive. So let's see what develops, man. I just want them to announce the coach already. I think that's probably going to. I think everybody expected it to be this week, but it's going to be, I think, next week. So, hopefully they'll do those two things, because right now we're running out of time, and we don't want to run into a situation where we're not going to be, we're going to be like last year, where, there was no time left for the team to build. There was a very small amount of time for Alonso to build the team and make them play the type of soccer he wanted them to play. And in the beginning of the year, it seemed like, the first two games that we got to see, the one in LA that I got to go to LA, it looked incredible. It was, I was like, man, if we were able to hold off LAFC 1-0 and, create some chances, it looked like we were on the way to having a great team. And then the game that we played in DC, it seemed like we should have won that game. But that's the way soccer is. We lost towards the end. We kind of messed up, and the rest is history. So Fusion is asking, is Henderson official? All I want to know, that's all he wants to know at this point. It seems that way. I mean, Michelle Kaufman has basically said that it's going to happen. If there's anybody that I could trust, as I said, in South Florida, it would be Michelle Kaufman. So I think it is a shoe-in. Earlier, before, if you weren't here, we had talked about how Inter Miami was. Give me a second here, guys. How Inter Miami was trying to create more attacking soccer. And let me look and see what Tony is saying here. And maybe we can get Romeo Beckham. That would be something interesting if we can get Beckham's kid to come in here and do and play like he does. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it'll be something interesting to see. And we also need somebody like, as we were talking about Henderson, if Henderson's official, I would want it to happen because maybe we can get a jersey sponsor. I mean, I don't know if he's going to occupy that space like what's his name? Paul McDonough wanted to do everything himself. He was doing his job and everybody else's job. So, we'll see what develops. And there's another thing I'm gonna talk about right now that came up. I've had some information that the team is focusing on defensive midfield, center back, and left back. As far as defensive midfield, I think we have that with Matuidi. I'm a believer in his capabilities of being able to hold up as a midfielder, as a defensive midfielder, being the only defensive midfielder. I think we've got enough talent with Pizarro and hopefully Morgan and a player, that hopefully won't be Ulloa, because Ulloa is still with us, but I just didn't see him as the player that could help hold on to the ball. He's also kind of more of a defensive midfielder. He can help in that, but I think there's other players that will be able to fill in that gap if they find one. And so Matuidi would be able to be the link between the defense and the midfield. And there have been flashes of him as being that player where he was able to, hold the line as a defensive midfielder. But he's been on and off, and hopefully having this whole year to, and in the preseason, having this chance to, in the preseason, being with the whole team, they'll be able to develop that that soccer that, that's going to be needed for them to have that, that link up between the defenders and the forwards and midfield. As far as the center back, I'm not really sure what's going to happen there. I think Futbol will be going towards the right now that we know that he no longer has to be in the defensive in the mid defense, because I don't think that's his position. I think he was better in the right. He started off playing in the right, and I thought he was a lot better doing that. Let's see. Jazz Fusion is saying the team needs a central playmaker and more experience on the right back, right wing back. Yeah. Also a partner who works well with Matuidi. Although I think the player that we have right now that could be the partner for Matuidi is Ulloa. But like I said, I think it's more important if we have another player that will be able to complement him and hopefully be a little bit better than Ulloa. Because between him and Trap, I just think they weren't. There was something missing there. They tried both of them. None of them worked. And Trap's gone, as you guys know, and we have Uyo still as part of the team. So, Jazz Fusion is also saying Uyo is not starting material for him, and I feel the same way. I just don't think that he's gonna be able to do that. One of the things that I'm happy about is that Breck Shea stayed, and if you guys hopefully can forgive my dog there, Bruno. Somebody showed up, so he's barking. Who do we need at left back? Well, we've got as I was saying, Breck Shea, who could cover the left hand side really well. He can be a defender, he can be a midfielder. Hell, he can even start attacking. He scored. He's one of our highest goal scorers. I'm sorry. So that's a great thing. And footballer Bruno is not a Chihuahua. He's a Shih Tzu, and or as my wife says, he's a Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, so I hope she doesn't hear me and throw something at me because I said that. But yeah, she said Jiu-Jitsu one time. So, what other guys do you think? I think everybody can agree that Breck Shea is probably one of the best things that happened to Inter Miami. He came on, he was injured, and a lot of people thought he was washed up, but no, that guy, he could cover anything on the left-hand side. So we're excited because of that, because of the fact that he will be able to, take over anything on the left-hand side if we have to. So I'm excited about that. Here's Mike Blitz is talking about hopefully Nealis improves this year and can be a solid starter. Hey, maybe Nealis is still young. He's still got a bright future ahead of him. We still have Robinson, who needs I think he needs some work. But these guys, as they said, even Andres Reyes, they were raw. They are raw. So they're still ready to develop. Pellegrini. He's raw. Carranza is raw as well. They're making a lot of money. Hopefully the team can negotiate with them to bring their salaries down a little bit so they will have more space in the salary cap to bring in some higher players. And we've had tons of rumors of players that might show up. But, what do you guys think? Is there anybody else that you guys would want to be on the team that would be able to cover the positions that are needed for Inter Miami? We only have 18 players, so there's tons of space. I think we could go up to 30 or 32 players. If you guys know the exact number, put it down in the chat, and I'll let the guys know exactly how many. Yeah, I think it's 32 players on the roster. We only have 18, so there's a lot of space right there. As far as Jazz Fusion mentioning, I've got a new mic. Yeah, one world, one goal. I'm everybody's telling me it sounds a lot better. Awesome. We're doing good. What are we going to do about all these players that we want to bring in, but we might not have a salary cap to bring them in? One of the things that I want to bring up, and before I forget, is that a lot of lines I think came up with it, where they've got the leaked Inter Miami CF away kit info. Apparently the home kit is going to be the same one that we had in 2001. I was actually going to, in 2020, I was going to wear that jersey. I couldn't find it right now. So I but what do you guys think? Do you feel cheated that we're not going to have the new home jersey? Do you feel we should have more pink? That's one of the things that I was concerned about, because when they said we were going to have pink, it's funny because I was telling my wife, what, she was always telling me wear pink, whatever. And I was like, no, man, I'm never gonna wear pink. And then boom, my soccer team's got it is supposed to have pink. So I'm like, all right, I'll start wearing pink because it's the jersey of my team or whatever. And real men wear pink, so of course I was gonna wear pink. But the team's not busting out with the pink. So, why hasn't the team done that? They've got the white jerseys that have very little, they're pretty blah, other than, these little, herons that they have, imprinted on the fabric. They're plain, we don't have the sponsor on them either. So they're plain. And this year, it seems like we're going to stick with those. But they're talking about some changes to the away kit. And what are you guys' opinions about that? Are you happy that we're going to get a different away kit? Or do you think the home kit should have been it? There's also some mention that there's a possibility the team might want to go with a third kit, which is something they did away with. I don't know how many years ago in Major League Soccer they started doing the third kits, but people weren't buying them, so they decided, you know what, we're just going to stick with the two. But it could happen this year. What do you guys think about that? Jazz Fusion is saying, tell them it's salmon. Salmon about the color. Great. Yeah. Let me see. There's another question right here that I'm going to go up real quick that I saw that I want to mention before I forget. Something about the problem with Quadrans. Hold on. I'm going to see where it's at. It should take the jersey sponsor. Yeah, Kevin Gonzalez is talking. Yeah, that's going to be something that comes up hopefully soon, because I, for one, wouldn't mind, getting some jersey sponsor, something that'll make it look cool over here. Judge Dredd is saying Café Bustelo. Café Bustelo is cool, or Café Pilon, or just something that'll make it look cool over here. Walbert Arias is asking, you do not have any information when the tryouts for Inter Miami or the teams. No, Walbert, there has been no information about that. And believe me, we've asked. I'm always asking about that because I got some family too that their kids could are good soccer players, but we don't know how good they would be on as far as they'll make the academy or whatever. But there's a lot of kids out there that would love to get a chance to be in the Inter Miami Academy. We'll definitely ask around and see if they tell us when that's going to happen. When they're going to actually start with the tryouts. Alejandro Michel is asking, when do you think Inter Miami can play that around Freedom Park to happen? That's basically what they've told us would happen in 3 years. It might be 5 years because the way that, if you guys have lived in Miami, it takes forever for paperwork to get through, for anything to get through. So, hopefully, we'll be able to get information on when they're actually going to start breaking ground at Miami Freedom Park. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but it's going to be more expensive than they thought, because it's not like it's just land that they can go in there and tear up. There's, it used to be a dump ground. There's, all this dust that's, bad for your health. And believe it or not, they're playing golf on top of that crap. So it's interesting that, there's all this opposition for, and some people, very few, wanting for the golf course to keep existing, yet it's not going to happen because, it's expensive to clean all that. And I heard something like it's going to be like $30 or $40 million just to clean all that stuff before they can even start constructing the stadium and all that stuff. So this is gonna take a few years, guys. It's not going to be something that's going to be as quick as it's happened over here. It's like with the stadium in in Fort Lauderdale, which that was a godsend. That was just whoever came up with that idea. And a good thing is that they showed, at that time, Paul McDonough, who totally said, "Hey, look, there's this land here. There's history there, and I know there's a lot of people that are sad because that stadium, Lockhart Stadium, had so much history. So many teams went through there, the Strikers, the Miami Fusion, and all that. But it was time. That stadium was, overgrown with weed, and anybody that says that they should have restored that stadium, I think they were wrong. It was time to do away with the old, and and start the new, and Inter Miami was able to do that. And but yeah, it's going to be a little while. I think it is going to happen in Miami Freedom Park, because work out. It's just going to take some time, guys. So we need to be patient about that. Let's see. Jose Velasquez saying, yeah, he prefers the third kits. Now that could be any color, the third kits, because they could be for benefit or whatever. Because usually that's what they do them for benefits. But I don't know. Jazz Fusion is saying that the Miami Freedom Park area is a radioactive site, and it's not radioactive, but it is pretty polluted. It's going to take some time to fix that and get it cleaned up. Footballer has a long thing here. He says, Ed, I will wait until Inter Miami comes up with a better designed jersey for a new football club. They went with the lazy Adidas way, and I am not spending my hard-earned money and practice on practice-looking jerseys. I kind of agree, man. I wish that every team had was able to get their own sponsors, because then there would be some competition, as far as you want to get a better jersey than the other teams. The way it is with Adidas, they're the only team, the only jersey sponsor team. And that limits us, that limits, to just their designs. And basically every team in the league had the same, design with the three things, and I thought it was pretty boring. And it lacks creativity, so the team is kind of stuck with the same colors, and whatever. I'm just not for it. And time for them to football saying Puma should be the kit maker, or the sponsors or whatever. I think yeah, every team should be able to go with their own thing. Nike, Puma, Adidas, whatever. I think we need to have some creativity. Alejandro is asking, do you think Chris Henderson will be good for Inter Miami? Yes, I think he will be good. We mentioned it before. If you weren't on a little bit earlier, the thing with the Chris Henderson is he's got a lot of experience. He played for the Miami Fusion. He's been to this area before. And he, did incredible things with the Sounders. He stopped playing with Mickey. Except for the part where I was almost going to cough out a lung, I think. But so what do you guys think? Man, I really could have used Pieter Brown when I was coughing the lung out, but it's all right. Suckers Club Show. No, I don't think he's going anywhere, guys. So we're gonna have Pieter for a while. And look at that. And Judge Dredd is also Mr. Pieter has come out of the Magic Kingdom. He sure has. And 111 Goal says, Ed, did you mention how cool Beckham played with the Academy kids and megged out on them, and he scored a goal? Yeah, he did. That was an incredible video that they put up with Beckham playing with the kids. And like I said, I've had beers with Beckham, but I haven't been able to play soccer with him, so that must have been a great experience for the kids. And the way he looks like he's still playing. I mean, that goal that he scored was pretty impressive. So, and yeah, Judge Dredd is Beckham is teaching the youngsters how to do it. And Pieter Brown is saying he'll get Mickey as a guest, or hopefully for next show. We'll see. I'm sure he'll be creative and he'll be able. He's making connections over there in Orlando. So I don't know, man. One of these days, I'm afraid he's going to tell me, Ed, sorry, man, you're going to have to do the show alone because I'm going to go and live in Orlando and become an Orlando City fan. That's going to be like a nightmare that I have, every day that it might come true because he just loves going to Orlando. So, you know, let's see what happens. So, guys, I've ranted enough, I think, for a while. Oh, look at that. Pieter Brown saying that Mickey can score on Beckham. Oh, man. I'm going to have I need a drink because that was just something that came out of nowhere, Peter. Anyways, I was drying up and I didn't want to cough again. Oh, look at that. Mike Bliss is saying I moved to Orlando myself. I've always been into Yes, exactly. You might move out of the Miami, but you're still going to be a fan. And I'm glad, Mike, you're one of those people. Hey, we've got a couple of other people that are following us here who are also living up there, and they're still Inter Miami fans. So I'm glad that's happening. Eric Thomas Beckham worldwide is known as Uncle S's best friend. Oh wow, well we've only had beer a couple times, so I wouldn't say but he knows who I am, so I guess that's good. Let's see, Austin looks pretty good. One world, one go. Oh yeah, Austin's doing their stadium. So that's going to be impressive. I can't wait. I've been to Austin before. Great town. I can't wait to go and visit again. And Judge Dredd is saying, "Oh, Judge Dredd is also he's in kissing me, but he supports Miami till he dies." That's Dan the Destroyer. He's in New York and he's a Miami fan. Good guy. Footballer. What does Beckham's drink? He Carlsberg or does he drink a Beck's? No pun intended. You know what? I don't. He did drink a beer. Oh, Guinness. He drank Guinness. If you guys see the picture, and I'll try to bring out the picture if I remember next show. He was holding that dark, Guinness drink. And Mike Buss is saying I was at Magic Kingdom yesterday, so maybe he saw Peter somewhere and he just didn't ask. He could have asked him to sign his Inter Miami hat. Maybe next time. Oh, I was MK yesterday in my Inter Miami. Oh, look at that. He was at Peter was at Magic Kingdom yesterday in his Inter Miami gear. Wow. I hope he took pictures, Peter, because with the castle behind you, that would be something I would put in my Facebook and on my social media because I want to stuff it in their face. So I'm going to start ending it soon, guys. One World, One Goal is saying Chris Henderson is a fantastic guy, very intelligent soccer hire, and a past Miami Fusion player. Yes, he was. And, we've got some great memories of him in 2001 with such an incredible team that should have been the champion of Major League Soccer, but they didn't. At least they took the Supporters Cup that year. I'm hoping, crossing my fingers, that he's the guy, and hopefully that they'll do it now because the sooner the better. We need them to start, hiring players, filling up that roster. We only have 18 players at this point, and we need everything that we can. And my wife says, I love you back. And guys, don't forget to support Caneswear. Go to caneswear.com and get their jerseys, get a t-shirt like this cool t-shirt that I got on right now. Support them. Don't forget to follow us, like, and share with your friends. I'm Uncle Ed signing off. Hope you guys are ready for Pieter Brown. Hopefully he'll have some videos until next weekend. I will also try to start doing some Spanish videos because we haven't been able to do that for a while. So I think it's time to bring them back. And, shout out to Pieter Brown, Ricky Ricardo, who was also out there, Dan the Destroyer, Jazz Fusion, Jose Velasquez, Mike Blitz, 92, Alexandra Endara, my wife. Love you. And I'm going to have one more drink of my beer, and then I'm out of here. All right, kids. We will be with you next weekend with Pieter Brown live. So hope to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.